baths or brothels.
Waiter, get me white.
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
We've got two
Hey,
already.
where's my white?
Adam also bought the new bathhouse on Hopbrink. Betty's out of business. But the baths are nice. I hope Adam can keep them running.
Aye. But it's going to take time to turn it into a decent establishment.
Hey, where's my
We also
white?
need some money to run them.
Then let him raise the
I'd
prices.
like to oblige, but
Those who can't
I'm not
afford
allowed.
it should watch
This is
in the river.
unbelievable.
It's in the interest of the whole city. The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a... you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death?
Sure.
A great
Act like
many
you're
people
deaf.
died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going
Oi!
on in there.
I'd like some
Keeping
white.
the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spend. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
It's only a waste
Sir?
of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at all. If you'd finally admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle? Do you ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nas's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until His Majesty honors us with his visit.
Hey, waiter!
And as we
pour
know,
me some monastery wine.
Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what
Sir?
you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as
boy,
I've heard,
full
then
cup
we have
of
a good
monastery
reason to
wine.
punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it.
Sir?
I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's
Thank you, waiter.
grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him,
You
the
there,
king
lad.
himself will put an
A cup
end
of
to him,
bread.
and soon.
And don't you skimp
Unless
on
he
me.
puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, Andreas, but I wouldn't
Well,
brush it
thank
off
the
so
Lord.
quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened,
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword-fighting school brought this
I'd like
custom
some
to us.
monastery
It's
wine.
now run by the
Refill my
German
cup,
men.
boy.
Who knows who that fellow is?
Don't be ridiculous, Forsucker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a swordsmaster...
Am I supposed to drink white when I wanted red?
We're not some
I
old
won't mix it up
fishwives
again.
in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison. The guards are apparently settling accounts their own way. We'll soon be the laughingstock of the whole town.
You can rest assured the whole town is already laughing at us all day long.
Better try
So
harder.
what if they have one
Otherwise
more
I'll soon
reason?
give myself away.
My words exactly. The town council is squabbling.
I'd like some monastery
constantly
wine.
with the Emperor
Refill my
Charles,
cup, boy.
And no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Monastery wine,
hell with
here.
We'll never get any more
That's
like
not
this.
a good idea, sir.
Why
This
waste
is
our time?
unbelievable.
Since there's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals, the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night
Hey,
shifts.
waiter!
Haven't you noticed
Pour me
there's a
some
war
Tokai.
going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
I apologize,
you
sir.
do?
Do you? Which wine?
Tokai!
What would that be?
That's the wine!
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
Then hell freezes over, my friend. Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult
Boy!
me?
Where is my
I
right?
think not.
Excuse me.
What's
You
that
wanted to buy
supposed
yourself an altar
I
in the
wanted
cathedral.
white.
What kind of a donkey are they? Are you only deaf? I've never been so ashamed in my life. Get out.
Our guild provided.
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unverzüglich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke. And on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town
You there,
reserve have
lad.
worse weapons
A cup
than
of
any
red.
Räuber in the
And don't
domain?
you skimp on me.
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who
apologize, sir.
freed Hennig, the
Which
Dry
one?
Devil,
Monastery
used that thing.
red.
That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
Good, sir.
You're the one who should know where they got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
Thank you, waiter.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not
Waiter,
realize
get
what
me white.
Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running
sorry,
free.
sir.
There are Raubritter
Orders from
everywhere
above.
in the region.
This is
We have
unbelievable.
the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight? Exactly. The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here
and a full
forever.
cup.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it
Sir?
with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin
Well,
for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public bath.
I fancy
You mean
some
baths
Tokai.
or brothels?
Refill, boy.
Isn't it the
I'm
same
sorry, sir.
thing?
Orders from above.
This is
So
unbelievable.
the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
We've got 2 already. Adam also bought the new bathhouse on Hopbrink. Betty's out of business. But the baths are nice. I hope Adam can keep them running.
Aye. But it's going to take time to turn it into a decent establishment. He'll also need some money to run them.
Then let him raise the prices. Those who can't afford it should wash in the river.
It's in the interest of the whole city. The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few
Waiter,
steps
pour me
from
red
the city
wine.
walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well.
I apologize,
And while
sir.
he's there, a man
Which
can
wine?
shave
Red.
and take
And
a...
quickly.
You know what.
So what?
Good, sir.
Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you
Waiter,
questioning
get me
God's
white.
plan? The Black Death had nothing to
I'd
do
like
with the
to
baths,
oblige, but
unless the
I'm not
Lord
allowed.
wishes to
This is
punish the
unbelievable.
wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual.
I fancy some Tokai.
That old weasel
Refill,
will never
boy.
accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident.
Why?
You were there, weren't you?
That. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's
Hey, waiter,
grossly
pour
exaggerated.
me some Tokai.
I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true.
Careful.
Because if we don't do something about him,
I
the
apologise,
king
sir.
himself will put an end to
Which
him.
wine?
And soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happens,
sir.
there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
thank goodness.
Andreas, but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened,
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts?
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword-fighting school brought this custom to us. It's now run by the German
Waiter,
Menhar.
get me
Who
what?
knows who that fellow is?
Don't be ridiculous, Forsooker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a swordsmaster without a shred of proof. We're not some old fishwives on the market.
Vanish, you hear me?
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that.
Boy!
There are more pressing
here for a
matters to
moment.
deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison. The guards
Refill, sir.
Do you think I come to the council just to guzzle wine?
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
All right. I'll get them.
I knew I could count on you while you're at it.
But...
Because I'm bored.
Everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this.
That was easy enough. And he wanted me to count the winged figures.
So, let's see what you've got for me.
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? Let's see them. And did you count those winged figures?
I counted 24, sir.
And you counted correct. Good. Here you are, so you can have a bit of fun in the evening too, eh?
There's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to Sedlitz, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster?
Hey, waiter!
Hire more craftsmen,
some
start with
monastery
night
wine.
shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
You, lad!
Oh, you do? Do you?
Look familiar to me.
And what would that
Have
be?
we met?
Like, for instance, that
I
you'd
really
like
couldn't
to
say,
have your
sir.
own altar there?
So what
I
if
have a
would?
feeling.
Hold
I've
your
spoken
horses,
to you
gentlemen.
before too.
That space in the
Or
side
with
nave is
someone
mine.
who looks a
Then
hell
hell
of a lot
freezes over,
like
my
you.
friend. Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the
I'd like some
crown.
white.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Hey, boy, a full cup of monastery wine.
Sir?
Thank you, waiter.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Juchek Ase, Elegiop Katonaikat, Ishkelkinek Udra.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this plan of false!
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying.
I'd rather be at one than here.
Unpleasant
You have no idea. I didn't part ways.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser, and you saved my neck. Who knows?
You know what? Do you know any...
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time. We've had bandits, nobles, burgers.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say?
Yeah. He came with... Maybe you should go and welcome some of them.
I wouldn't be too... Who's that French?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere. He's got more fairy tales.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up.
How does it feel to...
What can I say?
Or, until...
No fear of that in my case. Wine.
What do you plan to do now?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning. I'll leave that to the old...
Dear me. But I suppose...
Indeed you should.
Oh, don't start with that.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out...
Good day to you.
Greetings to you too.
I'm glad you finally accepted.
Good health to you, sir.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also...
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet...
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. How did you...
Ah, c'est une histoire... And only lost it...
That needs some...
Oh, misère.
This Bohemia is a strange land. I have thief. Do tell me about it.
My last big...
I've heard...
Aye.
Then, what are you
You say you're a poet?
Jamais. This poet, I think not. Tourist...
Where have you been on your...
But of course! If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have... And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then... That was perhaps...
And you wouldn't by any chance know...
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly...
How come almost...
I am operating as this. My great benefit is my... There, everyone knows my...
Hellfire burns in his eyes. I've been wondering myself what they're doing here. But back to honor. What are you
May I have a word with you, sir?
You? Anytime. Unlike this pack of...
Have you got...
Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung. But thanks to the... And they think that...
But surely they're not all like that. And the...
Allies or not.
Young Lord Capon is...
He got a harsh lesson. But at least he might remember to lay off that tomfoolery of his for a while. But if not, war will make a man of him soon enough.
Do you think there's really going to be a...
I sincerely hope so. Whoever si...
What do you think about Jobst?
Are you testing me? Jobst called...
To turn out well for who? Some are up to their elbows and...
Better make sure you're among the latter, then. And...
Such rare guests. I'm Godwin.
Peace be with you.
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult, and we are both... I'm Yehuda, and this is Samuel.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not...
Because we all need to, and why...
Are you here to arrange...
We have more serious... The situation in the town and the king... You have men and...
Why are you telling this to a Koimer?
Everything in good times.
Did you come to lend money?
Not to lend, but to give. Help...
You don't even know if you can trust them.
You remind me of my young friend Henry.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other?
That would be him. But we did not...
I reckon the two of you would. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead...
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right.
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was...
Why? You should have taken care of me, but...
Don't make hasty judgments. At least, he took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if you took care of 20 other men.
That boy's blood father did...
A person can't choose their parents.
Enough.
For that, there will...
Good health.
L'chaim.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That horse son won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health. And to yours. I would have expected a bit more. He made an amateur's mistake. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein.
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of.
I have my... From what I've heard about you...
Is that so?
Indeed.
As it happens.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that you... And the way it stands at the moment, he'll...
Well... I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizh.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
When Sigismund sees that, he'll be...
Exactly. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you said...
More like in parallel. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea...
Why are you doing it?
Because I want to put a stop, and also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne. You're certainly not the first to tell me that.
I'll help you.
I'll give you 3 names. If you can get those 3... Meanwhile...
What if it...
I refuse to even consider that outcome.
Tell me a bit more about those people.
Certainly.
Bocek of Kunststadt.
That's just the thing. He doesn't play the big game. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind...
Alder the Alderman.
He still is. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with... But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers.
Anna of Waldstein.
Wenzel Bartosz.
I was quite surprised to see her here.
A male affair? Anna is holding back and behaving like... But don't trust appearances. She's got claws.
And what use can she be to...
She's as sharp as they come when it... They're a wicked tongue, and that it was thanks to her.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us...
Success to our plan.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Bocek?
Not even Bocek. And he's a great look.
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're...
Ha! Even better. But you won't believe it.
And you might not believe your eyes when you... Well, we have...
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave.
I want to have a word with...
Well, I'm having a word with you. For interrupting our conversation?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then.
I came with a
Why so
20 years ago, he was not. I got him a place at the Archbishopric. Only it wasn't long before. And then, but he took his boozing and whoring along with him. Lost everything and...
Try saying it again a little louder.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after...
I wouldn't set foot...
How dare...
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got...
You're dishonoring...
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If...
That's enough!
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies.
You've got no other option. Gentlemen, I can have a word in private with Lord Odorin.
Out of the question. And he's got plenty to learn from Christopher.
You want satisfaction? Suit yourself, then. We'll fight.
After you.
Well,
shouldn't we...
No, Chris...
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back. Did they teach you that in the seminary?
Look in my eyes, not at my
Not
sword.
bad for a priest.
Ha! No chance.
What's wrong with your legs?
Who taught you that? Not bad for a priest.
Take that!
You don't know which end of that thing is up.
I'm wounded.
Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist. Smile, you fuck.
That was sneaky.
While you still got teeth.
Did they teach you that in the seminary?
Left arm lower.
Hey, who taught you that? Sacre! You're fast.
Cover your right side. You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through.
My God, Father always said you were a good...
I was in a war, and you ought to know yourself.
Why?
So Father, only he'll never be satisfied.
I thought he was the way he was because his...
Not at all. When I was 6 years old, he wouldn't talk to me for a...
The first time he took me hunting, he let me...
Only 3 days.
I always wondered who you were.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now...
And that's...
I've got to get him on our side.
Aren't we all?
Maybe everyone's saying that.
Actually, I don't think you should even...
What else can I...
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure.
All right, then. It's a nice idea.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers.
I expect... Leave Alder to me.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern.
You're start...
Exactly why we mustn't push too hard.
But... Sir Butcher, I need to...
A man hardly puts his cup to his lip. Yobs comes up with a plan as full of...
On the contrary.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men?
A few thousand men at only in order to get them.
You've got my attention.
How can I...
I need guarantees of security.
Of course.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, I can't risk it all in a conflict.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left...
My guarantee is called Yitka. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house...
Maybe it's enough to find a...
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who...
I believe...
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's inconvenient.
Be honored to oblige.
Forget about it. Even if by some miracle you couldn't.
The truth. How about young Lord Capel?
He's a young...
He may be young. He's got battle experience. And when
If he gets it. Right now, Hamish... On the other hand, the Lords of Lipa have a good reputation. Maybe it's...
So?
You're selling the skin first. I want a confirmation.
And what?
I don't care what the... If he agrees, I'll be... The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying.
Sir Hanush, I bring
You do?
I've gained...
And who is it?
On the contrary, it's Boots.
Kunstad? How the hell did you do it?
Well, there's one little cat.
Out with it.
Lord Kunstad has a niece, so I arranged a betrothal for young Lord...
Hans Capon is to marry Yitka of Kunstad. Godwin, you can...
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe... So, young Hans is to marry
Please.
If you're serious, I'll make sure...
Or you could make me the Abbot of Sus...
Forget it. Not a word to Hans.
Cheers!
Cheers to you.
Sir Butchik.
So, Hanush...
Indeed.
Then I will...
Thank you.
Enough formality.
Cheers to the...
Here's to...
God be with you. There's something...
God be with you.
You're...
No beating around the bush, eh?
Margrave Yob's plan has some...
To muster an...
Christ.
I should say so. Also, although, between the two of us...
How do you know
I know most of the people here very well, but they wouldn't dream of stating... While it seems that Lord Leichan...
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this...
Not only for people...
Then you're in the right place.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. So, to the point. What...
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to...
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty.
You manage largest...
I've managed quite well up to... If you want me to support you...
Do you have something in particular?
Well... What...
Who's that?
Harmon Alder. Now, if you were to switch...
Have you fought...
No. Alder is... They're disappointed, and the fact that I'm handling...
And these papers...
My relatives somehow dug up some...
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time.
All right,
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags. Bring them to me. But watch yourself.